I can tell I'm grieving an old version of me right now because I truly didn't know why I've been wanting to cry these past few days, and like in moments I'll catch myself crying, but then it'll like quickly go away from like a distraction or something. And I just, after spending the day I did today, oh my god, after spending the day I did with myself today, I realized that I've been making like action towards more change. And because I've just been like hustling and bustling this week, like this week itself has been a very crazy week. And I put a lot of action last week into like manifesting something new for myself, and I can literally feel all the changes. And now I think I'm just finally giving myself a moment to be like processing that the version that was just a month ago is no longer a dominant version. It's just something that served me for a time. Like, I definitely feel like a brand new person. I feel like I'm walking out of imposter syndrome a lot better and a lot easier. And I'm catching it a lot faster whenever I have moments where I just think. But then there's so many videos lately that I've been seeing that having imposter syndrome is a great sign that you are changing, because you have to act like a brand new person, because that version of you has never been there before. So of course it's gonna feel strange. Of course you're gonna feel like you don't belong in that new space yet. But then once you're confident in that new space, then it'll feel like you've been there for a long time. And then that's when it manifests for you. When you just finally are like, no, this is the person I am. That's when everything it comes, because you're just so sure. It's only, there's so many things I've just been figuring out. But hearing I had a month to move out sparked something in me. Like, I didn't even react badly towards it. I didn't spiral, and I'm so grateful I didn't do anything like that. The offer was taken back, which I'm grateful for, but I'm still using that month as motivation, because I don't know, it kind of gave me clarity. I was like, no, like this is not permanent for me. Like, I'm sleeping on a couch, you know? Like, if I had my own room, of course I wouldn't try to rush, but you know, I'm in Ontario, going on to like my 4th year soon. And I've slept on a couch twice for like lots of months. So it's just like, I'm really finally ready to have my own space, like my own space. I'm so glad that I finally want to live alone and like just embark on that new path and stuff. And just, so yeah, it's been cool. So many things to say to conclude this month. Finishing the winter season and going into this spring season, like, I feel that within these last few months I have been hibernating, but I've been going through some crazy transitions and feelings of overwhelm, fighting stagnancy, getting really into my head during these moments. Like, it's been a roller coaster internally, and externally I just look so normal and sane, but like, I am feeling the difference of how much change is happening within me and how much change I'm allowing to happen for me as well. Because ever since the beginning of this year, ever since truly like embodying like the energies of the planets, of astrology, of all these things, and just really going with the flow of that, and using like my birth chart to see where I want to put my more focus in, like when I'm spacing it out like that, it just feels like it makes sense. It just feels like I'm living in my truth when I'm doing stuff like this. And it's just so insane to experience this happiness. Like, even though it feels like I'm battling myself every day, I'm happy and I know I'm free. Like, I remind myself every morning how free I am, how much in power and control of myself I am, how trusting and loving towards myself and now others. Trust towards others is slow. But I'm really glad to open my heart again, to be open to receiving these things. Like, there's been a lot of transitions, and you know, I haven't posted on YouTube within these past 2 weeks, and that break in itself has been really good for me mentally. Gonna make sure to keep on taking breaks whenever I feel called to, but coming back with a refreshed state, I feel that, like, I really do.
And I hope that, honestly, if anyone's watching this story of mine unfold, like, I really appreciate your support. I appreciate your curiosity. And even if you're just now tuning in, oh my gosh, you're in for a treat. Because I am. Because that's where my life's headed. I feel more hopeful than I ever have in my life before. Like, things might not seem like in the stars, crazy, happily, like all these big things yet, but it's only because I haven't ever felt grounded in myself ever before in my life till these past couple months. Like, I thought I was grounded last year. I thought I had my shit together last year. I thought because I'm on a spiritual journey, like, I'm getting my shit together, but little did I know that was only the tip of the iceberg. And just for me to think like, oh, I have everything figured out, I was very much in my ego dominant still last year, even though I really didn't want to admit it. It's hard to admit it when you first start your journey. I want to say that, like, you know, when you're allowing your ego to be the forefront of your thinking for so long, you know, your protector, your all of that, like, when you're shifting into your soul, like, of course, those parts of you where you're in the soul form, you want to be like, oh, this is the only way I'm thinking. But when you think like that, that's still your ego. But because your soul is just completely understanding. Your soul doesn't need for you to explain anything to yourself or others. It just knows. It just is. And when you just allow that, and when you come to complete acceptance of everything you do, everything you did, everything you want to do, like, it just becomes like this beautiful cycle. Like, every time I meditate in the morning, the things that I envision in my head are literal, like, light beams of me connecting to my higher self, light beams connecting me to higher realms, to the trees. Like, my meditation, you can make your meditation as peaceful as you want, as long as you are aware of what you're doing. And that's the point of meditation, is to just fully be aware of what you are doing. And it's just so nice because my meditation that I listen to, at the end, she says, take your time coming back to your body. And for a moment, I'm like, oh yeah, like, it really doesn't feel like I'm kind of in my body right now. And her saying that reminds me that I have a body, you know? I have a mind, I have a body, I have these things going for me, but I am a soul. And it's so nice to watch myself like this. It is, because, like, I witness and observe myself fight my ego daily, and what I choose to express, what I choose to focus on and ruminate on. Like, I really have conversations with myself all the time. That's why I'm a little bit more quieter now. I feel like there's just a constant observation going, and I think there's just been a lot of good changes. There's a lot of planted seeds that I'm seeing starting to sprout. Oh, this is just the beginning. This is completely just the beginning for me. And I don't even feel this way, but I feel like for anyone who's listening right now, and this is more for maybe you than it is for me, but please do not overthink your age. Please do not overthink your age. Don't think you're too old. No matter what age you are, don't think you're too old for something. Please, your inner child wants you to reconnect. Hard for you to be like, I've been thinking wrong. There's no wrong, but I've been thinking this way this whole time. You know, that's where things could be tricky when you say it like that, but there's never no wrong time for anything. You're meant to just live your life as you do. Maybe you're one of the newer souls, you know? But I really hope that me finding light within my own story and my own dark tunnels, like all those homeless nights and stuff, like, I didn't think I would ever feel the way I do now without those things I imagined to feel these things. Like, I truly felt like, okay, my ultimate freedom is when I have a house, when I have a partner, when I have a car. I've learned to have ultimate freedom having none of those things. I literally learned how to have freedom like that in my homeless journey, but didn't truly appreciate that as freedom until last month. And now every day I'm like, I'm free as fuck. Like, I'm so grateful to be as free as I am. And like, I change my routine the moment I wake up in the morning. Like, every day does not look the same for me. And it's been like that. And I enjoy that. Like for me, that's living. For me to experience a little bit different in every day, even if it's just to go to a different trail, that excites me. And to find little joys in that, I can feel more things coming in for me, more bigger things, because I'm aligning to just happiness, to enjoying life. And when you do that, of course life wants to be like, okay, here, experience more. Like, watch what keeps you in fear, watch what keeps you stuck, because I can say this enough about how much I've experienced. Everything I say is based on my own experience. And I just want to say, let go of the things that do not serve you. And if you are not ready for those bigger things, let go of the smaller things. Let go of small things that don't serve you. That could literally be as small as, you know, that shirt that you've had for 10 years now that's in the back of your closet. Start something like that, because it's energy. Everything that's around you right now carries some form of energy that resonates with you. So if you want to change little by little the things around you. There's no rush to do it either, you know? There's never no rush. I know there's like spring cleanup coming up soon and stuff like that. There's still no rush to be like, I'm gonna take away everything out of my house. I mean, if you're down to do that, get ready for a whole rush of newness to come in. Either way, like, there's going to be that constant flow of energy, because how can anything new come in when you're like, nope, I'm gonna hold on to the old because I'm safe here, because I know this. How can anything new come for you? You must be willing to let go. I really appreciate all your time for watching my videos, and this is a really cool way for me to do this little voiceover and now a little speech. And to be honest, I thought I actually filmed a lot more for this little ending, because I have been out every single day these last 2 weeks of March. Every single day I've been out. There's just been a weird shift for the home. I am still able to stay here, but my goal is to try to still move out within a time limit. Like, I'm not trying to actually rush myself. She's not trying to rush me either. But now I'm at this point where I'm like, okay, I really want to get this going. If anything, I just want to at least have a car, have it insured, and I'll just do it again. If I have to be homeless in a car in the summer again, at least I know how to do it. So that's just like where I'm really hoping things would go for me, is the car is my next step. But I'm not feeling pressured. I'm still trying to really live every day as I am. I'm still trying to be responsible with my money as well. And I'm also getting really nice support currently within like just being fed. Just being like, and not just, I'm not gonna limit it to just being fed, that's really unfair. But there's a lot of nice joys and blessings that I'm getting to experience currently. So I'm just really trying to focus on that. If you asked me at the start of the 2 weeks or within last week, I would have had this tone to be a little bit more sad, a little bit more dark, or whatever, but something shifted in me today. And even though today I felt really, really weird today, you know, this tone didn't start for me until literally the moment I started to cook 10 minutes before I recorded this video. So I think having like that positive action and just feeling like I'm still keeping myself grounded in like small normal routines, because of all these big fast changes, like I'm feeling all my abundance flowing in for sure. Like I'm experiencing blessings now. So part of me, like I could feel part of me like get a little bit overwhelmed in a sense where like if I'm getting sent money just to spend, a part of me almost wanted to spend the money that I have saved. And that's an old bad habit of mine. So like but you know what's really cool? I observed it and I was aware that I almost did it. So just to do that and not do it, I was so proud of myself. I was like, wow, okay, so I can watch myself really, like, how am I gonna take in all this abundance? Like, I don't want to self-sabotage by over indulging or anything like that. I really want to watch myself, but I want to not block my abundance by not letting it happen either. I don't know, this is a really cool flow. This is a really cool flow. This shift of seasons, y'all, so amazing. And this Aries season is pretty cool. Like Aries is in my 7th house, and 7th house is within relationships. So that's really interesting because that makes sense, because the way that I've taken relationships is very like love at first sight, very strong driven, strong, like a lot of fire in the beginning type of energy, and then I could burn out really quickly in a relationship, and that makes sense. But also with an Aries energy in the 7th house, it's me being really assertive in my own needs within a relationship, and that's a really fun character arc about Libra risings. You know, our descendant is the Aries, so you know, when you think of those two energies and where they are in the chart, you're just like, oh my gosh, because Libra rising is literally like, how can you find yourself as one person in the world? Because you know, you're used to people pleasing your whole environment all the time. How can you find yourself and like be okay with that and be accepting of your own self? That's the Libra's trajectory. And then your descendant of an Aries, how can you be assertive in your relationships? And yeah, so it does go hand in hand in a sense. So that's what I'm currently in the season of with the Aries season. That's something I'm trying to observe and notice, and I have been noticing it, like, and I'm getting a lot of support when it comes to breaking my limiting beliefs, especially when it comes to receiving. It's so fucking nice to watch, like having people be like, no, let me help you, just, and don't ask questions, these are not coming with any conditions, I am just doing it. And for me to just be like, okay. Like I'm learning how to do that and really like just accepting it. And then they're even like, so there's this love being, he's leaving like, just tell me how much you need. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like that's new for me. So there's just been, I feel so grateful. I'm really honored to be living these days. I'm trying my best to stay as grounded as possible because I can literally feel my mind just flowing with the fishes and just like being everywhere. But journaling every morning absolutely helps. The astrology planner is completely everything for me. Like Auraline planner, if you love astrology and you love being on that planning stuff, like this journal is absolutely perfect. It's literally helped me stay sane in a sense. Like I love grounding techniques that really just work. And I know that walking does it for me. Journaling. Reading right now doesn't do it for me. Reading, I can't focus on reading. It's kind of making me sad. And I'm not sure if it's because I think I lost interest in my book because I'm just like, it's not really teaching me anything. But then I saw a TikTok soon after being like, every book you read is a new perspective. So ever since that quote, I'm just like, okay, I might be bored of it, but it is completely new perspective still. So I'm trying to read it, like trying to dive into that world. But what else does ground me? I've been talking to people as support, which is really nice. And I'm noticing who's staying within this new season of mine or who's just not part of my alignment anymore, but I have been grateful for them. I've noticed that new change as well. And it's not a harsher absence for me anymore. It's completely accepting and understanding. I'm just like, okay, because before when people used to help me and I was not in a position to help, like give back yet, I'd feel so bad. Like I'd be like, no, there had to be conditions of why they helped me, so all those things. And in cases of that, I would like allow people to stay in my life knowing they had that kind of hold over me. But now I'm just like, no, if people are helping me, people are helping me, like, and that's that. I don't owe them more time. I don't owe them anything. If they wanted to do that, they wanted to do that. So that's something I'm learning how to just really sit with too and just remind myself of. And yeah, and if there's anything different, I am personally going to assume they're going to communicate that with me because this is what my thoughts are about it. Because I'm in the season of no conditions. Like I am in this season of unconditional loving, unconditional, just like hugs, just, you know, I just want more of this. More of that. More of that. Isn't it, everyone? And it's going to happen. It is. You know why? Just because it's just going to happen because I said so. The whole world is going to be in love with each other because I fucking said so. Love each other. I love you. Thank you so much for just walking into the spring equinox time with me, walking into brand new season. I feel fucking lit inside. Like my chest is on fire with like excitement and joy and passion and creativity and expression and love and trust. Like just so much goodness. And I'm just, it's time. I've worked so hard. I've worked for so long. I've literally stayed consistent, kept my head down, and learned so much about others and learned so much about myself within these past 2 years. But like gratefully got to showcase it on YouTube within this last year. Like this last year has been fucking magical and game changer. And you know what's so interesting? My bio tag where I write showing you that life is an illusion and magic is real, something like that. It's in my bio. But I wrote that not even knowing what my YouTube was gonna be about. Like my first YouTube was only because I wanted to share my side of the story, because I felt like everyone around me was just talking about me and not asking me anything. So I was just like, okay, let me just find a platform where I can just say my whole story all at once. And that's where it just kept going. Then every week I just had a new idea on something I really wanted to share, and then slowly just became more of like a video journaling thing for me. And now a year later I'm just like, I think my stories are helping people. And if it's not out of resonance, it's out of showing that you can literally get yourself through anything if you tried. Anything. Because I'm not saying that everything I went through, you know, I'm not comparing tragedies ever, like even like ever. But you know, my strength, I hope it inspires your strength, because you have it. You have it. You have the willpower, you have the boldness, you have the courage. You just need someone like me to be like, you fucking got it. And you do. You do. You do. You're gonna have an amazing year. You are. You know why? Because you believe you are. And if hearing that right now made you still feel like, nope, I want you to literally write down anything about yourself. Make a list of all your positives, make a list of all your negatives, and dissect. Just get to know yourself through written word. And I promise you that that'll be just all the first step you need. Just get to know yourself, get to know your thoughts. Every time you have like something I'm documenting right now, okay, I'm documenting like a fuck ton of things about myself right now, but something new I'm starting to document myself on is this. I wrote in my notes lists and times of when I feel imposter syndrome, and it's just something to be aware of. I wanted to know when I feel it and what may have caused it, and that's it. Not like how am I gonna fix it, nothing like that. I just want to know what triggered it, and then I can find a pattern. Oh my god, I'm so about patterns. I just noticed that's why I'm doing it. I didn't even realize I did it for that reason. Again, I appreciate your time and space. I'm gonna enjoy my HelloFresh. I jumped on that and I really, really enjoy it. I really do. It's helping me on this pescatarian diet that I'm slowly transitioning to, that I'm trying again. I'm just taking it really easy with myself. Like, I have moments where I feel like I'm pressuring myself when it comes to like doing my work, being more creative. Like, I've been procrastinating on like my writing projects. When I don't read, I feel bad. Like, I get really hard on myself. And when I do that, it sends me down in a spiral. And that's why I feel like I always have to stay busy and doing something, and rest is just hard for me. But this season of hibernation has taught me a lot about trusting in rest, and now I know how to balance myself out by resting more within the day and within the week in general. And the difference is within the day by like not always focusing on work mentally kind of thing, so giving myself breaks by like doing something creative, doing something different, and not keeping it routine like that. And when I say within the week break, it's like a physical break where I'm just like literally not going anywhere, because I literally leave the house every day, every morning, and I just find something new to do. Clearly with all the caveats, but Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope your wishes are coming true. Write them down right now.